Hey guys, sorry I can't be there today. I'm not feeling very well, but we're just going to go through this PowerPoint. So please take some notes in your books, and then I'm going to get you up for an activity. What we're going to go through is poor theatre. Okay, so poor theatre was originally designed by this man, Jerry Grotowski. Okay, he was a Polish theatre practitioner. And he's incredibly well known for his development of poor theatre. So we're going to use that while we're designing or performing our Hood's performances. So he was huge. So he lived from from 1933 to 1999, and along with Stanislavski, who you may have heard of as well, he was one of the biggest forward thinkers in theatre and created one of the most extensive actor training programs. He was a director. He created a thing called the laboratory, where his actors would live and work quite excessively and extensively in those areas. So there was lots of areas that he was very focused on exploring and pushing. He was really keen on pushing his actors as far as they could go. Okay, it's very intense system. So he created poor theatre because he just thought that it could be more. It didn't need to be the big extravagant costumes and makeup and scenography that the theatre of the time was doing. So he thought it could be a lot more toned down and rely a lot more on the actors rather than on the stage design. Sorry. So he wanted the actors to drive it, the characters to drive it, and what was happening amongst them. So it's just basically stripping down theatre. Cool. To its purest form, if you read this bit here. Stripping down theatre to its purest form and focus on what matters: the actors, their abilities, and the relationship between the character and the audience. Please pause whenever you need to take down these notes, okay? Because a lot of it's quite important, specifically this bit here, okay? Anything that you see in bold, that's what you want to be writing down, okay? All right, this one is one to write down. So in performances, poor theatre means minimal set, lighting and sound, okay? So it doesn't mean not at all. It means specifically, specially chosen objects and costume to enhance the meaning within the performance. Okay, so those of you who are thinking about doing design, because you'll have two options when doing this assessment, whether you do performance or whether you do design, okay? It isn't just random stuff, it's very specifically chosen. It involves actors engaging all verbal and non-verbal skills, as well as understanding the character and putting on an honest performance. So it's really an important one for actors to be able to use as many skills as they have. Okay. Due to its strict actor qualities, you can find any space and adapt it to that performance. So not relying on a stage. They often don't use stage in poor theatre. It's poor, and according to Miss Orshort, poor in flashy production things, rich in talent. We're just going to have a quick look at. My computer died and I had to go run and find my charger, and then my webcam isn't working, so we're just going to go with voice because my voice is so lovely at the moment. I just wanted, that video is quite long, so I would like you to go back and watch it once we've gone through this PowerPoint. Okay, so we'll just keep going through, keep trucking, if it will let me. There we go. Okay, so the main techniques within poor theatre and Grotowski's techniques are the idea of invoking silence, so not being afraid of pauses and really going through that. Transformation of character. Okay, so you'll see in the video, Robin Hood video, it's very quick transformations. Okay, there's those snap transformations. We'll be playing with those. It's very physical. There's really a lot of physical training in it. Use of voice, use of contact, use of memory, and use of truth. Okay, we'll go through those a little bit. So, the idea of evoking silence. I'd like you to write this down, please. So, Grotowski started with silence and wanted his actors to begin in silence, doing nothing, which he called creative passivity. This was used so that actors as a group would learn to concentrate intensely, as they would stay silent for several minutes with no outside disturbance, and in turn they also would experience internal silence as well. Because we're just starting Poor Theatre, I don't expect you guys to be able to do several minutes of silence, okay? It's more of playing with pauses and not being afraid of there being silence on stage. Okay. Physical training. The athlete, the actors in Poor Theatre would were very physically fit. Okay, they were basically athletes and gymnasts. Okay, so they were able to move their bodies in really specific ways. Okay. And were able to respond physically. You'll see this in the example that's coming up. So there's a lot of use of special effects through voice. So making sounds of things, sound effects is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so they had a lot of control of their breath and how they'd use that on the stage. Okay, we're going to be practicing it. Like I said, this is new. We'll be doing the best we can. Contact. Grotowski wanted his actors to understand the importance of human contact and learn the real harmony of a human relationship. Learning through how to look at each of these reactions and listen to each other. I know contact is hard in Year 9, okay, so we'll be working on this in small groups that you are comfortable with, okay. With memory, so he was huge on emotional and memory recall. So similarly to Stanislavski, he wanted his actors to be able to call on their past experiences. Transformation, so his actors were able to transform within a performance. So he wanted the actors to use simple design elements, props, and their physical skills, voice, imagination to transform on the stage in front of the audience. Okay, so this allowed a small group of actors to play many roles, which you'll see. And truth was huge. Okay, so within every interaction, every action, there's a human interaction and situation. Okay, so we wanted them to avoid acting in ways that looked good or what was expected, but to respond truthfully on stage. So how they would see their characters reacting truthfully. Okay. So it may not necessarily be our specific reaction, but he wasn't shy of leaving that in there. So I'm not going to make you guys do these activities, but I will get you guys to watch the video, please. Once you've watched the video, okay, I'd like you to have a think about which task, read through the task sheet, okay, which has been given to you. The things I wanted to point out is that there's 2 roles that you can play, okay. There is the design role or the acting role, okay. You'll be performing in duos, okay, so 2. The option with designing is that you can be a solo designer or you can design for a duo, hence working in a trio, all right? So have a read through the task sheet, please, and then I want you to, again, read through Hoods. All of the copies are on my desk, okay? So reading through those. Apologies that I can't be there to help you go through this right now, but I will be there next week and we'll go through what's happening in the play and the themes and issues that are involved, and then how you're going to perform those in those duos. So you're going to pick sections. Okay, so as you're reading, try and think about what bits that stand out to you. Okay, so next up, please watch the Robin Hood video, which is on the link, then read through your task sheets, and then jump into reading hoods. Okay, if you want to read it as a group, read through it as a group. It makes it more interesting. Try and read through it as in you're actually acting it out. Makes it much more interesting. Okay, good luck, everybody.